Anyway, hello and welcome to NerdChat. So we're continuing our coverage of Dark Knight's Metal event. So today we're just going to be talking about the Red Death issue. So if you do not know what's going on up to this point, all of our other videos relating to this are in the description below, so go check those out first. There's a whole playlist for all this and everything. But
this is the first spin-off for the series.
This is the first spin-off. Well, it's the first tie-in.
Yeah.
I guess. So these tie-ins are made specifically for this to explain who the Dark Knights are. Now, Dark Knights, if you remember from last time, the last thing that we saw was all these like evil versions of Batman that showed up. So this is the description of how each of those became these evil Batman Justice League.
Twisted evil Batman that take the place of different Justice Leaguers.
Yeah. So basically they cover the entire Justice League just as Batman with the Justice League powers and evil. So, what this starts with is that we are, there's just like this voice talking about these worlds that worlds will live, worlds will die, but these worlds that they're talking about, the ones that will die, so each fear, I explained this a little bit in the previous ones, but every fear, every nightmare that you've ever had
becomes a world in the dark multiverse.
Becomes a world, yes. But these worlds just shouldn't exist. They're not meant to exist, but they do for whatever reason. So we start on Earth -52, and it's not like in the main DC universe where there's 52 Earths. There's infinite of these. It just happens to be the first.
The dark
one that
multiverse is just the black hole beneath the multiverse we know.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, they just happen to land on -52 for this one. So it starts with Flash, and he's running from what seems like the rogues. Like we see like the Captain Cold's cold gun. We see fire. We see lightning striking down. We see mirror shards and everything. Yeah. And Batman, it turns out that it's actually Batman using all the Rogue's weapons, trying to stop Barry. Mm-hmm. So, and he's demanding to Barry, like, give me the Speed Force. I'm not going to ask again. And Barry's like, you can't. I can't just give you the Speed Force. I'm not going to. Like, you don't know what you're dealing with. And what we find out is that the Bat family all died. We don't know. They don't explain why, but all of the Bat family died. We just get a flash to like of a graveyard. You know, like Tim and Dick and Jason, all of them. Everyone is dead. We don't know why. So what Batman wants is the Speed Force so that he can go back in time and save them. Mm-hmm. So they continue their battle, and Barry says something. He's like, Barry says, if the Rogues couldn't stop me with all of these guns, and there are a whole bunch of them, what makes you think that you can beat me? And Batman's like, you know what, you're right. And then this giant bat tank just crashes through the building. And he's like, my toys are better. Thing is massive, too. And Batman's saying to Barry, he's like, it didn't have to come to this. If our roles were flipped, like, I asked you for help. And if our roles were flipped, I would have helped you in an instant. I would have done anything you needed to help to save your family. And Barry's like, you know that this isn't how this works. Like, I've used my powers. I've screwed up. I've done things the wrong way. And you've seen what kind
it makes
of
sense that Barry would be opposed to it because he's seen the damage that it can do to the time stream.
But Batman's hurt. He's desperate. He's upset. He just wants to save his sons, all of them, because all of them are dead. Like, he failed, and he knows that. He needs to go
realistically, he hasn't suffered a loss that great since he lost his parents.
Exactly.
To lose the entire family that he's built it's too much. Mm-hmm. It would probably be the only thing that would realistically break the Batman.
Yeah. So you can very see that like he is a deranged and desperate and broken man.
Yeah.
And a desperate Batman is a terrifying Batman.
Oh yeah.
So, and he goes over, we did go over a little bit of a Batman backstory where he's like, when my parents died, I searched the world to get the skills and the talents that I needed in order to protect the world. And that's when it talks about how the Robins died. And he's like, I can feel myself getting older. I can feel myself getting slower. I need the Speed Force. And still Barry is not going to let him have it. And Barry actually ends up defeating Batman. He knocks him down. And Barry comes over and he's like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for what happened. He tries to console him. He like puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, I'm so sorry for what happened, Bruce, but you need to understand why I can't just go back and fix this, or why you can't have the Speed Force to go do it yourself. And what Batman says to him is like, thank you, Barry. I know I can always count on you. Like, you're my friend. You're a good friend. And I can always count on you for your compassion. And then he just stabs Barry in the leg with Mr. Freeze's cryogenesis formula.
Oh, God.
The same thing he uses to keep his wife Nora frozen. And he's like, by my calculations, your metabolism will burn through this in 3 seconds, but I won't need it. He just decks him and knocks him out. So Barry wakes up a little bit later, and he is strapped to the Batmobile. Just like sprawled out, strapped to the Batmobile.
Oh, no.
And they're just driving forward like at an insane speed, and they're charging straight into the Speed Force. And we find out that Batman did this because he rebuilt the Batmobile engine as a cosmic treadmill.
Oh.
He took the specs for the cosmic treadmill and repurposed them to be to the engine to the Batmobile.
Oh, no.
So they're charging straight into the Speed Force, the two of them together. So, and what Batman is saying to Barry as he's going in there, because Barry's like desperate, like, dude, you need to stop. Like, this is not, you can't do this. And Batman says, when I was a kid, I promised to save Gotham, but I was thinking too small. I should have promised to save the world. And with the Speed Force, he believes that he can do that.
Yeah.
So the Speed Force, as they're charging in, just starts to rip them apart. And it merges them together again into one being. You can't force it
like that.
Yeah. And that's what Barry's telling the whole time. Like, you can't do this. You can't mess with the Speed Force this kind of way. This isn't how this works. But it remerges them together in one being. So that Batman he still looks like Bruce Wayne. Like a little bit fucked up Bruce Wayne. I swear it on YouTube.
Oops. This is why they don't like us, Josh.
So Batman looks a little bit messed up, but his costume is dope. But Batman looks a little messed up. He is Bruce Wayne, but he has all of Barry's powers. So now we go to Gotham, and we're just we get like a overall view of Gotham. Now there's like this red sky that has like shown up and like this like ripping the like tear of reality, and it doesn't explain what that is.
Now is Barry gone, or is he like?
Just hold on, let me explain the story.
I just want to know.
You will find out in literally like 20 seconds.
You're so damn slow, Josh.
I'm sorry, I don't have the Speed Force.
Get it.
Maybe I should go merge with Barry.
Well, keep going. I want to hear this.
Stop distracting me. All right, so there's like rioting in the streets. Crime has skyrocketed. Half the police force is dead. Like everything is out of control. Like end of times and everything. And these two like civilians are trying to run away, and they're trying to find safety. He's like, I know a back way to the city. Quick, we gotta go this way. And the Scarecrow shows up, and he's like feeding off of this fear. Like everyone is so scared of everything. He's loving it. And he goes to attack them, and he gets punched in half. So this is the first time we see Red Death, and he looks dope. It's just like this like dark tint of red, like Batman / costume that's merged together. Instead of a lightning trail, he has like these black like energy bats.
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks really cool. I like his costume.
Insanely cool. He looks so neat. And all the while, there's like this inner monologue going on with Batman. But everything that Bruce says, it's followed up by another box of texts with what Barry is saying. So Barry is like a faint voice in the back of his head.
No.
Kind of like that. So, Batman is, or Bruce is like having this inner monologue about like, when I was, just Batman, like I never had enough time. I tried to be everywhere at once, but I couldn't be. But now with the Speed Force, I can. I have the power to save the world. But and we go through like this, you get to see all this, like all of his like villains like strung up and dead. Like Penguin is like buried in ice, and Riddler's like hung up on a question mark. Everyone's dead because he had the power to do it, and he didn't care anymore. He was fed up with losing. So, but then after all that, so we assume that some time has passed a little bit from here on out. And he's looking at the red sky, like the world is falling apart. He doesn't know why.
Yeah.
But everything is collapsing around them, and it's like, I don't know. Even with all this power, there's nothing I can do to save this world. And that's when this other voice shows up. And now, so we know that it's the Batman who laughs, and he's the last one that we're going to get to.
Yeah.
But he explains to Red Death exactly what's going on. So he explains the thing about that these worlds are not meant to exist. And because they're not meant to exist, they don't last.
They're doomed, yeah.
So
they always collapse.
They may be created, but they will collapse among themselves. But there's a world up above that they can go to, and they can create into their own new world. They can create into a new home. So that's where it leads into them crossing over. So the Batman Who Laughs is like gathering all these other Dark Knights. So he's going to pick the ones that he thinks are going to be the best for like this team, and combine them into like an evil Justice League.
Yeah.
So that we go to Earth Zero. So this is main universe, and it's Central City. Iris West and Wally West are talking, and they're just like got ice cream or whatever, and they're talking about how word came out from Superman. So Iris knows that Wally is Kid Flash and that Barry is the Flash at this point.
Okay.
And there's like word from Superman, like everyone watch out for Batman. We don't know what's going on and whatnot.
Yeah,
so
shit's up.
Goes
We're
on
not
from
sure.
there. And they're like, well, Batman would never come to Central City. There's no way. And that is the cue for Red Death to show up. He just pops up and starts destroying everything. The city starts to like fall apart around him, and Wally goes to attack him, and he is instantly like super aged. Like he looks old, he lost his speed, and the same thing happens to Iris. Like something is like draining like their life force from them. And right at this point is when the main Flash shows up. So
yeah.
Barry shows up, and he's like, I don't know who you are, what's going on, but you're not going to tear apart my town. And meanwhile, all the while, you still have Batman's like inner monologue about like this is the Flash's family, or he even has like this moment where like it's the Flash's family. Like he recognizes Iris and Wally, but there's like a stutter in it where like he still like can't tell the difference between Bruce and Barry.
Bruce.
Yeah. And I think that's gonna come back.
I do too, because Barry is always like the conscience of the League.
Yeah.
So even in these dark universes, a corrupted I feel like Barry would still be a beacon of light, like a beacon of hope within these dark universes.
Yeah.
So
the last thing that Barry said before they like merged together was, Bruce, you can't give up like this. There's always hope. Because that's Barry's thing. There's always hope. He always has hope. So, and I take that as like a key. Like, don't underestimate that line. Because that's what part of the whole thing about the Dark Knight's Metal event is that no one has any hope. No one believes that they can pull out of this. But I think that Barry might be the key, because he always has hope.
Yeah, I think
Hashtag Blue Lantern Barry, come back, please.
Come back, Blueberry. Blueberry, come on.
But they fight for a while, Flash and Red Death. And he starts to realize, first off, he is totally outmatched. Barry does not stand a chance.
No,
Red
not
Death
against Batman's skills with the Speed Force.
Yeah, and he's way faster than Barry, too.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, because everyone's way faster than Barry when they show up. That's how it works. Flash is the fastest man alive until literally another other speedster shows up.
Until another speedster shows up.
Reverse Flash, Godspeed, negative Flash now. Everyone's faster than Barry.
Damn it, Barry.
But yeah, Barry's totally outmatched. And he starts to hear the voice, and he's like, Bruce, is that you? Like, is this what happened? Because the last thing that Barry saw is that Bruce left Black Hawk Island. Barry doesn't know what happened to him after that.
Yeah, I was going to say, is everybody super confused on which Batman
everyone's
is
really
which?
Confused. So he's like, is this what happened to you after you left Black Hawk Island? And he like starts to like, maybe this isn't, my Bruce. He doesn't know what's happening. But he realizes that this is a Bruce Wayne at least. And he's like, Bruce, if that is you in there, that's Bruce inside this armor. Here's what he says. If there's a part of you inside that armor, Bruce, then you're still my friend. And if there's anything I can count on, it's your compassion. And that stops Red Death, like, in his tracks.
Yeah.
Like, he was coming in for a punch and he just stopped. Because that was exactly what Bruce said to him, but when he betrayed Barry. And at that moment, Dr. Fate just shows up and, like, grabs Barry.
I was gonna say, I was like, with all this time fuckery going on in alternate dimensions and shit, where the hell is Fate? Like, I'm waiting for his ass to show up.
Yeah, so Fate's just like, yeah, man, we don't have this. And he just grabs Barry and
We're not doing this fight.
And then we don't see what happens to Barry. We'll come back to that in another comic. And then after that, it's just Red Death alone in Central City, and he's just like, the city just like crumbling around. Like, this is my Gotham now. And that's where that comic ends. So the next one is the Murder Machine, and that one,
that's the cyborg
one. So we'll get to that next time. So, but yeah, it's God, all these Dark Knights are awesome. Like, it's fun
I know like the gist of them, but I haven't sat down and read them because I've been waiting for these.
Yeah, this is, if you take Injustice and flip it on its head, What if everything went wrong for Bruce?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. He'd be freaking unstoppable. That's what.
What I want our Batman to beat all of the evil Batman because they took powers to become other Justice Leaguers, and he's like, those powers are a weakness. And then I want him to just stop them all. We're only unstoppable when we have no powers.
Activate the tower, the Babel protocols. I know how to beat every Justice Leaguer. You're just a Justice Leaguer to me. I can beat every hero. Yeah, I still don't know how they're gonna win. I don't know.
It's gonna be Bruce.
So, I mean, it's gotta be. It's all focused around him. So
it's gonna be him some way, but like I don't know. We were talking about it before, where there's the dark multiverse below. What if there's the light multiverse? And we're just like the purgatory one.
Yeah, that was my thought on it. So I don't know, but yeah, that's Red Death. So
that was cool.
Fucking cool. Right?
Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. So yeah. All right, that's all I got. So yeah, everyone, if you want to comment, subscribe, tell us that you like us because we're fun. Do that YouTube stuff. Give Rick a like for all his hard work editing. He deserves it. So it's all YouTube will let us have is likes.
Especially with the suffering of trying to edit while my children are whooping my ass.
All right, well, that's all we got. Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right, cool.
We'll see you later, folks.
See you guys. Bye.